I'm pretty passionate about this subject because when you deal with the area of belief, it's the deepest part of who we are, and it is the greatest effect on how we behave and what the outcomes are. I've said 1,000 times in Do Speak Bride training, if you believe the wrong things, you'll end up in the wrong place. If you believe the wrong things, you'll end up in the wrong place. So it's really key that we zero in on, focus in on, locate what we believe, and make sure we are on point with what we believe. And if we're not, we have to be willing to change it. Something that I see when I'm coaching stores a lot is that even sometimes when it is presented clearly what the wrong belief is, people will hold on to it. And when someone holds on to a wrong belief about something, even when it's completely explained to them and shown this is the truth of the situation, and they're like, nope, I'm going to still think this, I'm going to still believe this, then there is a whole nother element to why they're holding on to it. They actually are not interested in the truth. They're interested in holding on to their excuses, right? So I want us to be honest as stylists. When we are about to dive into the subject of what you believe and how it's going to affect your closing ratio tomorrow, okay? If you can really focus in and work on this today, it can affect you tomorrow in every bride that you work with. But before we jump into that, I need you to be transparent with yourself. And I need you to be objective with yourself. And I need you to really say to yourself, okay, I need to look at this and make sure I'm believing the right things before I hit the floor. And if I'm not, I'm going to change them. I'm going to release the excuses and I'm going to change the way I think about what's going on in front of me. Okay. So if you're willing to do that, then I want you to stay on this to the end of this if you possibly can. And I want you to watch it again and rewatch it again and rewatch it again. All right. Because I'm watching a lot of stylists out there that are dealing with these particular issues and they're overcomplicating things in their heads. And really, when you boil it down, it's what we're going to talk about today. So, two major things that if you check your beliefs on these two major things, it will change your closing ratio tomorrow. If when I say these things, if you're like, yeah, I believe those things, then I want you to go back in and I want you to dig in deeper on how much you believe them. And I want you to pump yourself up of how strong that belief is. Make sense? You got to pump it up inside. Okay, let's talk about these beliefs. The first one, it has some like a list in it. So get ready. But the first word on the list is you are not limited. That is the first. You are not limited. And here's the list: by your space, by your station, by your surroundings, by her style, or by your selection. It's a list, isn't it? You are not limited by your space, by your station, by your surroundings, by her style, or by your selection. Now I'm going to break down a few of those because this is just point number one. All 5 of those are in point number 1. You are not limited is the key. When I first began helping brides, there was so much I didn't know about bridal gowns, period. There was so much I was just completely brand spanking new, no training whatsoever. You're just thrown into the fire, right? It was a beautiful shop. I had my own closed room. Stock was closed. Brides could only see clearance and bridesmaids and prom and stuff, but they couldn't see bridal gowns. So it was closed stock. I had to learn so much, right? Second store I worked at, and I only worked at the first store for like 4 months. Second store I worked at, the space was crowded. The dresses were jammed in there. I remember having to like force my shoulder into the stock and push it back like this just to pull a dress out. That stock was, I would say, I think when we counted the dresses, we were at like 370 dresses, and there was maybe 1,200, 1,300 square feet, like crammed in there, racks of dresses and then dressing rooms on the side. 80s flowers, old hangers, nothing special about the hangers, horrible lighting. Um, there was only one extra stage to stand on. There was one over by the window that was crowded by dresses and mannequins. Um, it was, I remember there's a jewelry case that had like tons of headpieces crammed in there. Space was awful, awful. Frankly. The station I had no authority except being a stylist, right? There was someone over me who would just beat me down all the time. If she got the chance, she would say something negative, and I had no control over that, right? Maybe you've experienced something like this as a stylist, and this is why I'm talking about this. There was nothing special about being a bride who purchased at this particular store. Nothing. She didn't get any wonderful perks of anything. It was just dresses and transactions and all the things, right? All those kinds of things. Your space. I'm going to hit on each of these. So stay with me. Your space, your station, your surroundings. Why do I say surroundings? Because you may be on a team that watches Do You Speak Bride videos and never does them. Maybe you're on a team that has access to the videos but never watches them. Maybe you're on a team that when they turn the video off, they look at each other and they're like, well, that's great, but you know what? It just doesn't work here. Or, oh, she just got too much energy for me. Or, yeah, we do something like that, but whatever it is. Or they poo-pooed entirely. I don't know. Maybe you're surrounded by negativity. You are not limited by it, because the beautiful thing about the truth concerning your space, your station, your surroundings, the bride's style, and your selection. Okay. The truth is, you get to meet the bride one-on-one. And it is her connection to you, your connection to her, your ability to lead her, your ability to create the wow, your ability that knows the stock that you have and figures how to think outside the box to blow her ever-living mind. And you know how to make her family, who's so uptight, relax and connect and feel something together. You know how to take whatever space you've got and speak it in the language of bride that points up the fact that her story is happening right here. And these kinds of places are the best places to go. It's always with food, the hole in the wall places are the best places to go. The places that you go and you just know each other forever, and it's a staple place, and the food's amazing because the people who work there know what they're doing. It's where love can happen, at the funky coffee shop in downtown, where things don't match and things are not, and yet across the coffee shop, that's where you see each other. It's love happens in spaces. Now, you might have a gorgeous space that you work in. If you have a gorgeous space that you work in, I want you to stop and go, doggone it, boy, howdy, I get to work in the most gorgeous space ever. And I don't want to forget it. I've got to on purpose remember I walk into gorgeousness every day, right? Maybe you've got a great manager. I want you to on purpose go in and go, I've got the best team all the way around. What a joy, what a privilege. But if you don't have a positive manager, a positive owner, if you feel beaten down, I want you to take that and I want you to put it over here. It does not define you. If somebody is micromanaging you or making you feel like you're not living up to the perfection of something, some kind of perfect thing, I need you, and the brides need you to take it and put it aside. I'm not saying ignore every person or expectation of your job. You can get yourself fired if you're just doing something like that. But I am saying, get it out of your head as the most important thing when you are with those brides. Because what happens, and managers, if you're on here, listen to me closely, what happens is if we are so to the book, here's this, and did you do this, and I'm gonna beat you over the head and check all the, and you answer for every sale that you've missed, and I'm gonna, We may not think we're coming across that way. We may think we're doing a great job of holding people accountable, but really it can be very discouraging and disorienting. And what happens is we suck the life out of the people that need to be pouring into emotionally into brides. So if you're a manager on here, I want you to just on purpose encourage more. Focus on encouraging more. Let them know how much you believe in them, that they are perfect for this job. Verbalize it to the stylist. And stylists, if nobody is saying that to you, I need you to say it to yourself. You are at the right space, at the right and in the right station. You are in the perfect station to meet the bride. And nobody else is in that realm. It's just you and the bride and her family. Can I tell you something, stylists and managers? You want to hear this too. Stylists, listen closely. If you're a master stylist, you need you to hear me. Staying out of trouble is not leading. And what I mean by that is, if you're focused on only staying out of trouble, then you are not going to be capable of being creative enough to lead. And managers, if you create an environment where everybody is in fear that they're going to get in trouble for something, guess what? Their closing ratio will plummet, because somebody who's afraid cannot lead. Somebody who's afraid cannot lead. You might be saying, watch more videos, watch more videos, watch more Wendy videos. Guess what? If the culture inside your store is created in such a way that they are afraid, their closing ratio will show it. That's why I'm telling you, stylists, I'm begging you, put it aside. If somebody's beating down your throat too much, put it aside, and I need you to focus in like a champion, like a professional sports player. I need you to focus inside like a national champion gymnast and just say, you know what? It's just me out here. Nobody else can mess this up for me. It is just me, and I get to go out there and show what I've got. And I'm going to do it with everything that I've got. I'm going to leave my whole heart out there on the mat. I'm going to give it. And I'm going to help this bride, and I'm going to lead her. And I'm not going to do it, because guess what happens when we're afraid? This is what we do in an appointment. We're afraid to say something wrong unless the bride might think I'm salesy, or we're afraid to go against the mom because the mom might get upset with me, or we're afraid to say something towards the sister who wants her to sleep on it because, ooh, that's a little bit salesy and I don't know that I'm comfortable saying it. And at the very beginning, I know Wendy says to front load and talk about it's like, special moment like love happens when you least expect it. Magic happens, and it happens here all the time. And it's so, oh, that's just, I don't know that I'm ready to say. We can't be courageous because we're afraid, and therefore we are not going to lead the bride, and therefore your closing ratio plummets and your confidence plummets. And we go in this cycle where then you're said, well, did you say this? And did you say this? And did you say this? And why did you lose that sale? And what we tend to come up with, stylists, is we tend to land on FOMO. We're like, oh, the bride had other appointments and she just needs to go to other appointments. You know what? That is hitting on the belief. That is the second belief I'm going to talk about. If you are claiming that constantly brides are leaving your place because of FOMO, then you know what you have believed? You have believed that your shop is not the best place for them to find a dress. You believe it pretty deeply. You believe your shop is just one of, but it's not a standout. It's not the best place. It's not probably going to happen at your shop. There's no way to tell where it's going to happen, because you know what? They have to go everywhere. No, you only go everywhere when you haven't experienced the best yet. Do you hear me? The few that have to go everywhere, even after they've experienced the best, will come back to the best. And the fewer than that don't are the 5% that don't close. And you know what? Totally fine. That's in their own noggin. But if it's a consistent behavior from your mouth that brides just need to go everywhere, then yes, should you look at your branding and your marketing? Yes, you should. We should take a good look at that. But even when you don't have the power to do that as a stylist, you've got to believe you are the difference maker. When she meets you, she was meant to meet you. I need you to think about this with me. Stylist, stay with me. Think about this. You know the show The Bachelor. Anybody on here watch The Bachelor? I don't remember the last time I've watched The Bachelor, but we all know the concept of The Bachelor, right? And what do? They're all greeting her at the beginning, and they know there's going to be what, 30 some guys there, or the bachelorette. Okay, so the bachelor, 30 some girls there that he's going to date and figure out, blah, blah, blah. Right? If you're one of those girls, do you go in believing, well, he's going to have to meet all of us and he's going to have to date all of us before he's going to know? In fact, he's going to need to go through all of. If you've got that attitude, are you going to go for it? Are you going to stand out? Or do you believe I'm just one of the 30? Other girls are just like me. They want to date him too, and they want to win too. And so we're all even playing field. So I hope our introduction, we should probably all just do the same, introduction when we meet him, because we're all the same. We're not the same. One is meant for him. Now, I'm not saying I agree with the whole concept and that it always works, and we all know the truth of that, of the concept of the bachelor, whatever. But love has happened, right? And when they went in, did they just take a back seat and go, oh, whatever? No, they know there's something unique and different about them, and they're going to go for it. He hasn't met her yet. Well, he's going to have to meet the girls behind me. Well, then make the kind of impression that makes him give you the rose. I need you as a stylist to think of yourself in those ways. I need you to understand that magic is not just a fun word we use in Do You Speak Bride? It's a truth of how people find their dress. And it is meant to be. Now, does that mean we have no part of how it happens? No, absolutely not. It means that the people who believe strongly in the magic tend to make the magic. Did you hear me? The people who believe the most strongly in the magic tend to make the magic. That's something you can take to the bank. But if you don't believe strongly in the magic, you won't make the magic. And that affects your closing ratio tomorrow. So change your beliefs. Does your space hold you back? No. You can still be a master stylist at 80%, 85% closing, 90% closing, even if your space isn't great, because they're going to meet you. Your station is perfect because you're a stylist. You might not be able to control the other things of the store, but you get to be with the bride, just you and the bride in the dressing room for an hour and a half. You are in the perfect station. Your surroundings, block everybody else's voices out of your ears. Your negative staff, your negative management, your negative ownership, whatever is negative, maybe it's just you being negative to you. Block it out and on purpose, talk to yourself in this type of way where you say, I will lead because she needs me to be courageous and to lead. This bride needs me today to show up and give it all. Her moment is going to happen, and I'm going to give everything I've got to this. I'm going to believe in the magic, and I'm going to create the magic. This is what's going to go down because I believe it, right? Her style then doesn't limit you because when she meets you and she talks about the feel of her wedding, you can blow her mind multiple different kinds of ways. She thinks she knows what her style is. She does not. Be honest, she does not. So stop thinking that the picture she shows you is limiting you. The picture she shows you doesn't limit you. If the only reason she shows you a picture, I need you to know this. See, she thinks she's showing you for you to give her those styles. And in a normal world, you would think that would make sense. But in reality with brides, they show you something. The point of it is for you to emotionally connect with her on that picture. Period. For you to get excited about it, for you to connect and tell her what beautiful taste she has. And oh, this is going to be so much fun. It's an emotional connection because we all know you can blow her mind with a dress she never would have dreamed of putting on her frame that she's going to suddenly feel amazing in and feel gorgeous. You are going to do that. So her style can't limit you. And your selection can't limit you. Your selection, you could have just 22 dresses right now, and that's all you have to choose from, and you've got all you need in the world. Stop thinking that you're limited and believe that you're not. Believe that those dresses that are hanging in your store are exactly perfect for the brides that are going to walk through the door. Believe it, live in it, and run towards it. And the second thing that we've got to believe, out of that list of 5, that's point 1. The second thing you have to believe is that you were meant to meet her and that you are the best person to lead her. Not you are the kindest, sweetest person to just be next to her and help her pull dresses that she thinks she wants and then put them on her and then switch them out and let her take her time and not say anything and, do whatever. And oh, sorry, no pictures. And oh, can you leave the dog in the car? Or, and then no, you know what? We're just so sweet and nice. And we can only have this many people and we're just so nice. No, lead, magic, mind blowing, energetic, focused, intense, internal, like connecting on deep levels. Excited if she needs you to be, and then excited in an intense way if she's more quiet. Question asking, patient, but knowing where you are walking her to. All of these elements we need to be. And you need to know you've got those abilities. You have them. Believe it, you're the right person to meet her and chomp at the bit to have her walk in. I'm going to give you a little bonus belief. Are you ready? This just adds to morale, to our thinking and our morale that you need to know. Believe for every no-show, there will be at some point over the next week or month, a walk-in to replace it. Don't let the no-shows mess with you. If you're not doing the pre-connection calls, jump on it. It's everything. People who are just emailing us this week saying, oh, we've just realized how important these are. We've heard you talking about it, but we didn't realize how important they are. They're huge, right? But many times we look at no-shows and then we just make all sorts of kind of weird assumptions and conclusions. No, just believe. There's a no-show. There's some reason why she couldn't come. And guess what? There will be a walk-in to replace her. Stylists, your emotional stamina, your emotional state is so key to protect. And if somebody over you or around you is not protecting it, I need you to find a way to protect it yourself. No one can take from you what you believe in your heart about your mind and your abilities and yourself. The truth about you is what you know. That's the truth. Nothing that other people can misinterpret or misunderstand can change the truth of who you are. These beliefs are more vital than I can say. So can you hit save on it? All right. You are not limited in those 5 things, and you are meant to meet this bride. Magic is going to happen because you are a magic maker, not a magic observer. You're a magic maker. That's what we are. Got it? Now you go to your space and you go with that bride and you take your selection and you blow her mind and you lead her to have a moment that she will never be able to comprehend how you created. Never. You got it. All right, let's do it this weekend. You're on. Nobody's in your way. Nothing's stopping you. It's you. And let's see how far and fast you can run. I cannot wait to hear about it. Have a great weekend, guys.